So do you love sewing, knitting, crocheting, decoupage, and so many other crafts? Well, then you're in the right place. Thank you everyone for joining and welcome to our Saturday Crafternoon. Hey everyone, I see we have a lot of people on and I just want to say hello to a few of our friends. And if you can see me and hear me, please let me know in the chat. I just want to make sure our technology is working correctly today because we've got a lot of things to show you. So let's say hello to some of my friends out here. We've got some gifted crafters. Hello to Boricua Sewing and Craft. I see Crafting with Robin. I see Evimar Evelyn. I see I Love Handmade Stuff. I love that name. I see Judy Bauer. I see Marian Allison, Nana 31331. I see 1 Minute Tips, and I see Robin Shivers. And thank you guys for joining. I hope you guys are having a really nice day. It is a little chilly here in Florida today. So if you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Nancy with GiftsHQ, and I host weekly live sessions to talk about everything crafting. So I hope you really enjoyed today's session. So I am tuning in from sunny South Florida. But it's a little chilly today, and I think everyone kind of woke up with that little bit of a surprise. So got my little sweater on today because, again, it's chilly and it's Florida. So, you know, any little dip in weather, we like to break out our sweaters. So thank you guys for telling me where you're tuning in from. I see we have people from Maryland, Georgia, Minnesota, Virginia. We've got people from all over the place. It's so exciting. So I hope you guys really enjoyed today's trivia. Just a couple of reminders about the trivia. So we started our 2023. So each question is worth 1 point. And we're going to be posting the trivia standings every week out on the community. So every quarter, and that'll be like the end of March, the end of June, the end of September, and the end of December, we'll be announcing our top trivia master. And then at the end of the year, we're going to reveal our trivia cup champion for 2023. So if you tuned in last week, we announced who our top trivia cup champion for 2022 was, and that was Robin Shiver. And I see you're on, Robin, so congrats once again. And we have confirmed with Robin, she received her $50 Amazon gift card, and I did send out a package to her, and it is en route. So hopefully she'll be getting it soon. And I've shared with you guys what we were going to be gifting over to her. So really excited that everyone's really enjoying the trivia, and you know, stay tuned and keep trying because you got to bring out that crafty knowledge so that you could be the next top trivia master. And then at the end of the year, maybe you'll be the 2023 top trivia cup champion. Alrighty. So last week, we announced our trivia champion, like I said. We also took a look at some of the projects that we did, and you know, I shared with you guys a couple of gadgets that I used to embroider socks. So if you remember, we talked about, it's called a Sock Easy. And I ordered this online through Amazon. Put the link below in case you guys are interested. But it's a pretty neat gadget that does help you to embroider in these really small areas that are sometimes really difficult to get in your embroidery machine. So these socks, and if we can get the overhead on here, you can see how this one's stitched out. We did use tearaway stabilizer, and then we hooked it onto the Sock Easy. We used sticky stabilizer, and we hooked it onto the Sock Easy and put the Sock Easy on top of the sticky stabilizer, and then water-based stabilizer on top so that the stitching would come out great since this is a knit. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little tidbit. So I did a couple more socks, and you know, just going to continue to do some of those to stop the sock fighting in my family. Yes, everyone fights over socks because they all look alike, and everyone now seems to have the same size feet. So this is a great way to help it out. So if you got that situation going on, you will definitely love to have this little gadget. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that little tidbit. Got a couple of things to show you for today. So, let's just move on to some of the things that I have. I have a couple little hauls that I did, and I just want to share those with you really quick, and then we'll kind of get into some of the other things. So, one of the things that I did was go to Hobby Lobby this week, and Hobby Lobby has a lot of the Christmas items 90% off. Yes, 90%. So that's a huge, huge drop. So if you haven't made it over to Hobby Lobby, you may want to just kind of browse over, see what's left over. And if you've put away your Christmas tree like I have, and I do have one box still with the Christmas stuff in the box that's half full that I kind of leave out on purpose just in case I pick up some last minute things that I see on sale, throw them in the box, have it ready for next year, and then I'll have just some new items that I can put up for next year. So let me just share a couple of those things with you. And this is one, I'm actually going to be sending this over to my sister. I thought this was super, super adorable. So this is a stocking, and I thought it was very well made. I really love the way this was stitched out. It's got the little binding on the side here, and it's an applique with a now I forgot the minky type fabric, and then a little bell on it, and it's the shape of a dog. They also had some cats as well. So I thought this was a really cute and well-made stocking. You can definitely put a name on the top that you can embroider with your machine. And I thought this was really, really cute. And I can tell you, regular price, $13.99. So I got it for $1.40. So definitely cannot beat that price. So I really thought this was a cute little one to have, so picked it up. I don't have a dog, unfortunately, but my sister does, so I'm going to be sending this over to you. And she's on the chat. She's got a channel herself, Boricua Sewing and Crafts, if you haven't checked it out. She does a lot of embroidery. Okay. Oops, sorry, we had a little bit of a technical difficulty there, but I think we're back on there. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. I think that's what it's called. I think you're my very first one. Hey! Thank you. We did reach over 2,000 subscribers, and in the end of the year, we reached 1,000 subscribers. So I'm seeing all of these new buttons and things available that you can do on the chat. And just when we got to 1,000, now we're at 2,000, and it's just a month later. So it's just absolutely crazy. I'm really excited how much we've grown so quickly. But thank you guys so much. Thank you, Boricua Sewing and Crafts. That's my sister. So check out her channel if you haven't already, because she's got a lot of embroidery videos out there that are very, very informative if you have an embroidery machine. Okay, so let's just keep going here because I got a couple more things I want to show you. So this one, I was hoping I was going to find some better ones, but this was the only one that they had at this specific Hobby Lobby. This is a tree skirt, and it's just got buffalo check on it. And I think that, it's really nice in terms of the quality. It's got some really, really neat things on here. So definitely, it's priced at $21.99 as the regular price. And I got this for $2.20. So yet another bargain. 90% off, you can't get any better than that. So, for the quality of it, it's really, really good. And, think about this. If you don't need a tree skirt, you can always use this material to make something else with it. It doesn't have to be a tree skirt. You can definitely use other things. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Robin. Oh, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I still have to figure out what all these little emojis and things are. And I don't know the exact technical term of what they're called, but I just know from watching my sister and other channels that, I think they're called super chats, and I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Alrighty, so definitely, something that you can use, you can basically take it apart if you wanted and just use the material alone. I mean, just the batting inside, the actual material of it, the little bows that are attached, all of these things, for $2.21. You can't even get a yard of fabric for that price anymore. So this is definitely a bargain, if you're just even to want to use this just for the fabric. So definitely a win-win situation here. Then I also got, they had these other stockings, and they had different ones, not too much of a selection because a lot of people were kind of picking over on it. But again, it's just the quality of how they were made and the actual fabric that just definitely makes this so worth it. And you can use it for next year. So regular price on this was $16.99. I got it for $1.70. So definitely another great steal, and I actually picked up a total of 4 of them, so I can just kind of hang them and actually use these for next year. So these are definitely going to go in my Christmas box. So let me give you a closer look here. So you've got, the very, very soft material on the top, and it's got a cute little plaid design. So I thought it was really, really nice. So I think all of these items, I really fell in love with this one, honestly, because I thought it's just so well made. I just love the details that they put on this, So I thought that's really, really cute. Had to get it. And then, of course, the buffalo check tree skirt that you could use for all kinds of things. So definitely those 3 things is what I picked up on Hobby Lobby. That was just a couple of Christmas items that I saw, and I thought that they were really great deals, and I wanted to just share that with you guys in case you have a Hobby Lobby nearby you. You may want to check it out, just see what they have. It was 90% off, so it's actually a really, really great deal. Okay, let me just stick this in here. Actually, I'm going to put these over to the side, as I want to share with you a couple other things that I picked up at Hobby Lobby, but these are not Christmas items related. These were some clearance items that I found that are some good notions for you to have. One of the ones that I picked up, and I actually picked up 2 of these. This is by Bozel, and these are Jelly Roll rugs. So they're 100% organic blend. And it's something, if you're looking to make something similar to the picture here, is a jelly roll rug, which is something that I'm planning to do. I do have a lot of jelly rolls that I have in my stash, so this is kind of like the batting for that, so I can make that jelly roll rug. I got this for $3.24 that was sitting in the clearance shop. So I definitely, when I see things like that, I just will pick them up, and it definitely is a great bargain. So regular price for this seems to be $12.99. So not a bad deal for something that is, relatively low price. You can make a great project with this and use up some of those jelly rolls that you might have in your stash. So all of you quilting lovers out there may want to be interested in picking some of this stuff up. So that's something that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. The other item, this was a fabric remnant that I got. I got it for $3.26. So I just like the colors on it, and being that Valentine's was coming up, I think this is something that I'm probably going to cut up in some squares. I'm thinking of doing a little mini block with some, I think they call them Jim Ham squares on there. So I might do something with these pretty pinks just for Valentine's Day. So definitely, I think this is something that I can pick up soon. So let me know what you guys think about some of these things. Let me just go over to the chat. Let's see. Barrico Sewing and Crafts says, Nancy loves to shop. Yes, I do, but at a bargain. And I like to share the information for you guys because, you know, my Hobby Lobby has these things, but Hobby Lobbies by you may have something a little bit different, but they pretty much have the same sales. So at least you know that 90% off of the Christmas stuff. You know, if you got that box that's still open, you may want to go in and see what you can grab and just throw it in that box and save it for next year. But, you know, it's just, that's a bargain. You can't beat that. So definitely want to make people aware of that. Let's see. Sandra says, my kind of gal. Yeah. We love those bargains. Francis Devona, greetings from Ireland. Wow. Oh my gosh. All the way from Ireland. Hello and welcome to our Saturday Crafternoon. Thank you so much for joining. I love Ireland. It's absolutely beautiful there. Wow. Absolutely amazing. So let's see. 1 Minute Tip says, let's see, I can get to see what's in the stores without having my hubby take me. Well, remember, you can order it online as well. So I guess you can go to their website. I'm not sure what clearance items they have on there, but, you know, just check them out and see what you can grab. If you can't get out to the store, that's another option for you. Let's see. Nana says that I'm pretty good at finding bargains. Yeah, I can say that. I'm always on the lookout for a bargain, definitely. So speaking of bargains, the other place that I did go, of course, is another one of my favorite stores. And that was the Dollar Tree. Now, I have 2 more yarns to show you from Hobby Lobby. Let's switch over to Dollar Tree just so I can show you what I've picked up. I didn't pick up too much stuff, but I just saw a couple of little knickknacks tools that I could use. And one of them was the vinyl weeding scrap collector. So I've seen these around, but this is the first time I saw it in Dollar Tree. If you guys have Cricut machines out there, this is something that's now available at the Dollar Tree. It's made out of silicone, and it's got the little suction cup on the bottom that will stick to your table. And for those of you who do have a Cricut machine, you know, you'll know that when you do, excuse me, when you do your vinyl weeding and you using your tool, you will then, you know, pick your vinyl off of the HTV or you know what you're using, and then you would just put it on here, and all of the little vinyl scraps will stay inside versus being all over your floor. So definitely something that is a nice little gadget to have. You know, I actually saw these around, but I thought they were a little pricey, and I knew at some point the price would come down, and lo and behold, I found it at the Dollar Tree. So really happy about that. So definitely a little gadget that I could use and relatively low cost, which is what I love. Couple other things that I picked up at the Dollar Tree, if you're not aware, glue sticks. They've got a great variety of glue sticks, and you know, I use glue sticks all the time, so whenever I see them, I try to pick up a pack or two, but for $1.25, you really can't go wrong with that. So I did pick up a couple of those. And the last thing that I got were some insert card sets. They include 4 blank cards, 4 blank inserts, and 4 blank envelopes. So you get 12 pieces all together. Got a little bit of a shine there on here, and it has, you know, the 12 pieces on here. I didn't open it up, so let me just try to do that real quick just to show you what's in here. And these are good for those who like to make cards, especially on the Cricut machine. So you got a couple of foil ones, which I know they're kind of shiny and glary, so I'll try to get those out of the way. But they do have other colors as well. So if you're into the card making and it has the little envelope for you, unless you want to make the envelope using the Cricut machine, you know, that's another option that you have. I know they've got some reds in here, and a lot of people will start making some cards, especially for Valentine's and all the upcoming holidays that are coming up. So you can make the cards with your Cricut machine, you know, and use these insert cards so you don't have to actually cut out the cardstock to size. So it's another option that you have, you know, and for the price, can't go wrong. I just thought this was something that I would show you guys in case you guys were interested in card making. You know, these are some quick and relatively inexpensive things that you can pick up and use with your Cricut machine. Now, I haven't done too many tutorials on the Cricut machine, and I'm hoping to change that. So, you know, maybe in some upcoming future videos, I'll put some couple videos on the Cricut, because there's tons of things that you can do on there, you know, from card making to just all kinds of stuff, t-shirts, you know, it's just such a large amount of things that I've done over the years. And I think I'll try to share some of those tips with you guys. So let me just check one more time in the chat. Francis says, come on over, Nancy. You can give us a class here at Maneuver Sewing Group. Oh, I would love to. Definitely love to. Wow, definitely. Hey, I might just keep you in mind next time I head over to Europe. Definitely. I would absolutely love it. Let's see. Boricua says, I love Nancy's parking sign behind her. Funny. Yes, I did get that as part of my Missouri Star Christmas box. This was one of the items that was in there. And yeah, it's a fun little sign. I actually really like it. So I'm trying to kind of change things up in the craft room. Haven't done too much that I wanted to yet. Did have a little bit of car problems yesterday, so my day kind of just got shot and my night got shot. But, you know, we made it home. It's all good. We'll figure it out, you know. Car problems is just part of life. So... So those were just a couple of the things that I picked up at the dollar store and I wanted to share with you. And I just got a couple little knickknacks here and there, but just wanted to let you guys know what's available out there. So another thing that I picked up, and I'll just switch over now to Amazon. I did pick up the Viva ABS Sock Stop. So let me just explain what this is used for. So I know we were talking about some of the knitted booties that I was making on the circular knitting machine. I was using the Addy, I believe, for that. And I showed two little socks that I made. I'm trying to look around, see if I see them nearby me, but I don't. But on there, what I did is I made the little slippers. And then after I made the little slippers, you know, we talked about, you know, how, you know, you can kind of slip and slide because you have some of those. Oh, I think I see it right here. Give me 1 second and let me see if I can grab that for you. Okay. See one of them here. So here are two of the little booties, and this one was the kid size that we made, right? So we've got the little booty here, and what this little bottle will do is, again, we talked about how people would slip and slide on the booties and we didn't want people falling down. What this is, it's a glue, and what you do with this glue is you put little dots, and the glue will harden. And you've probably seen these on the socks that you can purchase in the store. They have these little dots that, you know, prevent you from slipping and sliding. That's what this is used for. And they come in all different colors. I actually got the one that's transparent. So you can see here, it does say that it is transparent. And this is a brand called Viva. And this is just anti-slip paint is the actual, I guess, official name on here. So I'll put it a little closer so you guys could see that. And again, I got the transparent color. So what that does is, again, once you're done with your project and you've knitted your booty, you can just put it on the bottom here and just kind of stretch it out. And then you'll just open it up and you'll drop a couple of dots wherever it is that you want to have. You can do as many as you want, and then just leave it to dry. Doesn't take too long. And then I just leave it overnight. And so then the next day you can see it. And so now you won't slip and slide as much as you would as if you didn't have anything to help you hold through. So that's just something that I got because since I'm interested in doing the booties, I, you know, was also concerned with people slipping and sliding on these little booties. So definitely something you may want to pick up. I don't want anyone falling. So we were looking at the adult size ones. And again, these are all just kind of prototypes that I'm playing with. So, you know, on the different types of yarns, you know, some may be a little bit more slippier than others. Slippier is a word, I guess. So the little baby booty has a very, very soft yarn and definitely very slippery. But this other yarn is a little bit more of an acrylic, a more synthetic type blend. So this one doesn't feel as slippery, but I would still probably put some type of transparent glue on here so that it does have that non-slippery side to it. And sometimes they may wear off, I guess, over time, as with other socks that you purchase at the regular store. So just having the little bottle whenever you want, you can just dab a couple of more and make it a little bit more sturdier. So definitely something, you know, if you have those little booties that you get from the store and you have some that are kind of worn out, you may want to pick up a little bottle that would help you just kind of revive the socks that you have in case you want to keep them on hand. Alrighty. So that's something that I purchased, and I thought that would be a good tip to share with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. The other thing that I did purchase, and I did get this from Amazon, and these were for the beanies. So gonna see if I can spill out a couple of these on here. These are faux pom-poms. So I know they look like a little bit of a mess here, but what you do is you hit it with a hair dryer, and then you can kind of shake them up and they kind of revive back and they look very pretty. But because they're stuffed in the package, they look a little kind of worn here, but they do kind of come back. So you can kind of play with it here and do a little hair dryer and it will definitely pop back up. But these are pom-poms. Like I've showed you guys how you can make pom-poms using your yarn and the pom-pom maker, but you can also, if you wanted to do this type of a look for your beanies, you can purchase these at Amazon. So definitely something really neat that they have on here are these little plastic hooks, and I'll try to see if I can get this closer. Let me just kind of move all of these fibers out of the way. So you can see on here, it does have a hook, or a little loop, I should say. So it has that little loop so that you can loop your yarn to it and attach it and then cinch it to your actual hat. And they come in all different colors, you know, so depending on the type of yarn that you are using, you can definitely, you know, use these for your pom-poms. So all kinds of different colors. I like some of these, got these pretty yellows and pink, kind of like a peachy color. I thought they were pretty pretty. And then you've got some of these darker colors here that are actually really funny. They're kind of funny looking when you look at them. You know, when I pulled them out of the package, they had shrink wrapped the whole thing, so they're all squished together. So when I kind of opened it up, it kind of just exploded, and you see all of these really pretty colors. And I don't know if I got all of the colors out here, but we've got some really neat ones. And these came, let's see if I see the count on here. There are 48 in the pack. Now, I don't recall exactly how much I paid for it. You can just get them on Amazon. They have all kinds of different ones. But, you know, I liked this one because it had just such a variety of colors. And I never know what I'm going to make. So, you know, sometimes I just pop up and get some yarn and, you know, just kind of find the right thing to go with it. So it was pretty neat, and I'll go ahead and start trying to put some of these back because we got so much more to show you guys. But definitely something, if you're looking at making beanies and you want to try something different for the pom-pom, other than you making the pom-poms with your pom-pom maker, you can definitely try this and just see it's the new look that you can get. So definitely something that you may want to try. Alrighty. Wow, how many came in that pack? Well, it was 48 in total, so quite a lot. And, you know, it will take me a while to get through all these 48 unless I make 48 hats back to back. So definitely, you know, using up all these colors, I think will be a challenge, but, you know, I'll get there. Alrighty, so those are some of the items that I was able to pick up. Let me just see if I missed anything here. let's see. No, I think that was it. Now, oh, I'm sorry. There was one more thing, and these are something that I haven't had a chance to try it out myself yet, but I did go ahead and order it. I saw a couple of little Pinterest and TikTok videos and things with wax. Yes, wax. And these are called wax pillows. So let me just do a little close up here. And what you do with these is you put these on your Centro machines. So a lot of people had some issues with yarn feeding through their machine, especially on that Centro machine. And this is supposed to help with that yarn feed. It eliminates some of the fibers that are going through that's causing the machine to jam up. So I wanted to give this a try and use some of my tougher yarns that I had noticed some issues with as I was cranking with the machine, and I want to see if this works. So I'm gonna do a little video on this and let you know how this works and if it's worth it or not. So I just picked up a pack. This is just 15 wax pillows, and they're squishy and sticky, and they will stick to the side of your machine, and you usually put it through right where the yarn feeder is so that your yarn goes through the wax and it eliminates some of those fibers that would get hung up onto your machine, causing the tension on the machine and it possibly get some drop stitches. So definitely something, when I saw this, I wanted to try it out. Haven't had a chance to do that yet, but definitely coming up pretty soon. So that was all of the things that I picked up. So let me just do a little pause here because I know I just kind of ran through all of these things, but I want to make sure I have enough time to show you some of the projects that I've been working on. So let's take a look. One of the things that I did is I made a purse. Well, it's a purse in progress right now. So it's a work in progress. I do have a couple things that I want to show you. So this is a purse that I made off the circular knitting machine, and I did this using the Addy. It's not quite finished yet, but I did, as you can see, I still have some stitch markers going across here. I got some yarn attached here, you know, my little darning needles attached because it's just still not finished yet, but you know, it's something that I'm working on. I'm hoping to finish it sometime today, you know. So all this was done was with my Addy machine, and what I wanted to do was just have a little knitted purse. I know winter's we're still in that wintry look, but you know, I wanted something that you can use relatively quick. It'll have a little handle. I haven't quite attached it just yet, but I did put the stitch markers in just so you guys can get a little bit of an idea of what I was making here. And the design is by Diana Levine. So I actually really love her design, and there's so many more different ones that you can make. And one thing that I'm going to add, and I shared this, I believe, last week with you guys, is that I picked up some of these leather tags, and I can just put a tag in the middle here and just add a little bit of a flare there. So what I did to make this was just a tube on the Addy machine, and then what I did was cinch the ends, and I did what's called a mattress stitch. And this is something that, you know, I really, really love. So a mattress stitch is something that if you are into knitting, crocheting, especially on these knitting machines, you definitely want to learn the mattress stitch because it really allows you to bring panels of different tubes together, and it will eliminate the person from being able to see where the seam begins and ends. So let me just bring this a little closer without losing all of my yarn here. So as you can see here, and I'll try to kind of stretch it, point it out to you guys. I've got different colors going on with this yarn. And you can see how, I kind of get off here. You can see here on the end, all the different colors that are coming in. And here's my stitch marker, which is where I'm just kind of temporarily holding it together until I can do that mattress stitch. Now on the other side, I did complete the mattress stitch, and I'll try to stretch it out for you. Where it's really here on the top, I kind of left this open, so this is not quite done yet. But all this diagonal here is the mattress stitch. And you can see it's very difficult for you to be able to figure out exactly where the person stitched it, and it doesn't show it. It just shows it as one complete set, which is really nice. So if you're doing sweaters or you're doing any type of project where you're trying to combine two tubes together or two panels together, the mattress stitch is a really great stitch to bring them together and not have the seams show on the project. So how do you do the mattress stitch? Well, I wanted to kind of just demo that for you. And it's going to be a little hard to do. So I made these two scrappy little pieces of tubes from two completely different yarns. I believe this one was Hometown. It's just some leftover yarn that I have from a beanie that I had made in a couple of weeks ago, I guess, or maybe a month ago. And then I had some leftover yarn, and I can't remember. I believe this one was the carrion cake. So I do have waste yarn on the ends on this one, and they're kind of falling apart because I'm letting it just unravel. It's, you know, I just did it just to show you guys. And you can see here, because I wanted to leave this out, this was done with a mattress stitch, but I'm really stretching it out so you guys can see how it's put together. So let me just keep stretching here. So you see how the two of them kind of just hang on to each other. Now, the way this would be done, and I'll kind of see if I can show this to you. Let me see if I can find my darning needle that was somewhere here. What you would need to do is what you're looking for in the tubes when you take them off of your knitting machine. You're going to notice that you have rows, and they look like V's. Now, see if I can get this close as possible. It's going to be a little difficult to show you on this, but you can see the V's. You have a row of V's and another row of V's. They look like just little V's like this, and you can see that on here. And if you can see the rows and rows of V's, right? So what you have is, just think of it as a bunch of rows going down, or I should say columns, not rows, sorry. So we have columns of V's going across, right? In between that V, you have what almost looks like a ladder, and I'm going to try to stretch it out. So you've got your V's, and if I stretch this out a little bit, you'll see that there are some threads that are going across. And that is what you're going to want to pick up when you're doing a mattress stitch. So let's see if I can do this, and I'm going to really try to get close. I might just kind of get up here. So here are your V's, and then in between you'll see the stitch. So if you can see that I just picked up here, that's what you're picking up when you're doing a mattress stitch. So the way I do it, you can do it one at a time. So you would pick up one from one side and then one from the other side. Now what I do is I like to do two at a time. So you're going to line the two up next to each other, and you're going to start picking I'll pick 2 here, and then I'll stitch that, and then I'll come on this side and I'll pick 2 from this side. And then you just run your stitch through. Now I'm just going to try to do one, even though I'm not really doing it, but let's just say I did. We've got 2 here, and then I'm going to take 2 from this side and run it through. When you do that, that's going to bring these 2 together. So if I pull this together, if I had a flat surface, let me try to do 2 more and see if I can kind of show you a little bit here. I'm doing this really fast and dirty, but I just want you guys to get the idea. So you'll see it here. And then when I pull it together, it'll disappear and you will only see the 2 panels together. So I'm going to try to do a little video that will give you a little bit more of a close-up on that. But the whole point of that mattress stitch is to be able, like I said, to bring 2 panels together and line them up. And then what you're doing by doing that mattress stitch is you are not allowing the actual seam that's binding the 2 tubes together to not be seen. So it's definitely something that, you know, it's very useful if you are doing these types of projects, and definitely something that I wanted to share with you guys. But I'll probably do a tutorial with a really close-up camera so you can really see what I'm doing. But definitely a stitch that, you know, if you're into knitting or you have one of those circular knitting machines like an Addi or Central, you know, you may want to look into that type of stitch because it does really help you make really beautiful projects, such as this purse here. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this purse. I will do a mattress stitch on this side here. And then I did do the handle, and I did these all on the Addi machine, or if you have a Centro 48 needle machine or the Addi 46 needle machine, you can definitely do this project. And I also did the handle, and I did the handle on that same machine as well. And then once you do that and you stitch these together, then you'll have yourself a really cute little purse that you can use. And it's something that's functional, which is what I really like. And, you know, you can open it up, you know, and it's actually useful for you to use. And, you know, it's kind of stretchy. Now, one thing you can do, like, it's double knitted, so there's nothing that's going to be coming out of here. But what you can do, if you wanted, is to get a piece of fabric and kind of just lined it on the inside. You don't really need to because it is double knitted, so there's no holes in terms, and nothing's going to be falling out of this. But if you wanted to do something just to have a little extra protection, you can do that as well. And then what you would do is you would just sew it on the inside. And so you would pull these 2 out, and you would only sew it on this side, so your stitches will not show on the outer side of the purse. So really cute. I really like the way this is coming out. You know, I'm hoping to finish this probably sometime today. What I'll do is I'll post it on the Facebook group so you guys can see pictures of the finished product. So let me know, what do you think? You know, I think it's pretty neat, and there's a couple other designs that I want to try and different purses that I want to do. So I'll definitely be sharing those once I have those ready. Alrighty, let's see. What do we have going on in the chat? Let's see. 1 Minute Tips says, Miss Nancy, do you have a video on this yet? I need this. Not yet. I'm going to be catching up on some of my videos that I needed to put together, and I have a whole list of them that I'm going to be doing. So we'll definitely be working on that. this weekend, so I hope to be getting something out pretty soon. And as soon as I do, I will let you guys know. So stay tuned. Alrighty, Judy says, nice colors and design. 1 Minute Tip says, love it, love it. Robin says, I love it too. Judy, are you saying mattress like our beds? Yes, mattress. It's a mattress stitch is what it's called. And, you know, I was looking, and I know that, you know, I've shared that I'm an avid reader. I love to read books and things, and I have a lot of books on crocheting and quilting, and I couldn't find anything on knitting. So I'm really surprised that I did not have a reference book for knitting. So I'm on the hunt for a really good reference book for knitting and all the terms and different stitches. So if you guys have any in your stash or anything that you recommend, let me know in the chat, because I'm going to be looking out for a really good reference book that I could use. I'm just looking for all the different types of stitches and, you know, how they're done. You know, I like to have that on the side when I'm starting to think about projects like these, and, you know, how they are done, so I can properly, you know, inform you guys on how the stitches need to be performed. But let me know if you have a favorite or favorite author out there. Just let me know. Alrighty, Nana says, Nancy, you are going to make me buy a knitting machine. Yes, Nana, definitely. If you don't have a knitting machine, you can also do some circular knitting. So that is another option that is out there. So if you're into learning how to do knits on your own, or if you want to take a little bit of an easier route and save yourself a little bit of time, you can purchase these circular knitting machines. The Centros are pretty, you know, low priced. They do a pretty good job. I've done my video that compares the Centro and the Addi. I can tell you the Addi machine is a better made machine because the gears are made, and the actual materials that are used to make the machine is a lot better. But you definitely do have good projects that you can make off of both machines. So it's really a matter of preference. Just check out that video if you haven't already. I do compare the two machines, and I do give a lot of information on that. So let's see, who else do we have? Nana says, very impressive. GiftsHQ, thanks, Nancy. Barico says, that's a really cute purse. Yeah, I actually love it. Now, one thing I can share with you, and this is something that did happen to me. It's called a yarn explosion. So in order to make this purse, I was using Carrion Cakes by Yarn Inspirations. So this was the label that was on there. So if you're interested in getting this same color, this is the one that I use. And let me just flip this over. It is a medium 4 weight yarn, and the name of the color is called Buttercream. So Buttercream by Yarn Inspirations. It's a Carrion Cake. And let's see what other information we have here. It is 80% acrylic and 20% wool. So not bad. I made this with just one. Is what my finished project is, but I have all of this left over. So what do we have here? We have a hot mess. This is called a yarn explosion. So I had a little bit of an issue trying to get my yarn out of the center for this specific cake. Not sure why. I have a feeling maybe some customers were playing around with it and were shoving the yarn in and out. And so it got all bundled up, and it ended up being a hot, tangled mess. Thankfully, it really didn't bother me too much until after I finished the project. So how do you avoid these yarn explosions? I'm going to share that with you in just a second. Let me just grab a quick drink because I have my throat kind of tingly here. Okay, so yarn explosions. What can you do to avoid them? Well, there's a couple of tools that are out there that you can purchase. I did place an order and I haven't received it yet, and it's going to take a little time because I did get one that's made out of wood. So it's going to be coming, but I think it's going to take a couple of weeks, but I will share it once I do receive it. So there's two things that I ordered. One thing is called a yarn winder, and the second item was called a yarn swift. So a yarn winder, what does a yarn winder do? It actually winds your yarn into a ball, and it kind of brings it back to the state as if you purchased it from the store. And let me just share something here. Excuse me. I'm going to share 2 bowls of yarn that I actually purchased, and I got these from Hobby Lobby. It's called I Love This Yarn, and I believe this is their brand. It's a really pretty colors. This has got like some, it's like a white beige with some speckles of pink and gray on it. It's really pretty. And let me see, the official name of the color of this is called Crushed Raspberry. So really cute. And then the second one that I got is called I Love This. It's from I Love This Yarn also. They're both a, let's see, it's a 5mm knitting needle that you would use, and a size 8 crochet needle. I'm sorry, a size 9 crochet needle. They're both 100% acrylic. And the name of the color on this one is called Parcel and Bow. So different colors on this one. Really, really cute. I wanted some lighter colors just to kind of bring some stuff together. But why did I want to show this? Well, when you get your yarn, you'll notice that you pull your yarn out from the middle, right? That's in order for you to get the best bang for your buck, I guess I'll say, you know, you pull it from the middle and it won't tangle, especially as you're feeding it into your circular knitting machine. This is the best way to do it. I know some people, if they're not, you know, not too familiar with knitting on a circular knitting machine, or even just knitting or crocheting, they may pull the yarn from the end. You're not going to want to do that, because that will create a hot tangled mess that'll look similar to something like this, but it'll happen in the middle of your project, which is not a fun thing to happen. So definitely want to pull that from the middle. And sometimes you have people in the store that play around with the yarn, they put them back on the shelves and you don't notice and purchase it. And what ends up happening is then you get home and you're trying to do the project and it turns into this yarn explosion. So these yarn winders, what they will do is it will wind it back into a compact state where you can then pull the yarn from the middle again and kind of reuse it like as if you just purchased it from the store. It also makes the yarn stackable, so it's nicer for storage. You know, if you have a lot of yarn and you want to be able to stack them and see what you have, that yarn winder also helps. And then I also purchased a swift, and a yarn swift is for, it's more for the other types of yarn. They're kind of more expensive types of yarn. I don't have any with me right now to show you, but I'll do all of that once I get the actual item and I can show you exactly what and how they're used. But the more expensive yarn usually comes kind of wrapped in a different format, and so it doesn't come with the ability of you being able to pull the yarn from the middle. It's actually rolled up kind of like this, let's see, like in a twisted motion. And you've probably seen them in your craft store, so they come kind of twisted and they're long. And so what you would do is you would untwist it and then put it onto the swifter, and then the swifter will feed the yarn winder in order for you to make it into that compact state so it doesn't turn into this yarn mess. So definitely a great gadget. You know, if you're into knitting, crocheting, or you have one of these circular knitting machines, you're definitely going to want to invest in that so that you can keep yourself a little bit organized and don't have a yarn explosion like I did. Alrighty, let me just give a quick check to see if I missed anything here. Looks like I got anything. Let me just check the chat here. So we got a couple more new people on. Hey, Claudette, you made out like a bandit. Let's see. Marika says you need to author a knitting book. Your next assignment. Robin says that's true. Yes, definitely. Let's see. I can't wait to see you use the tool. That's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, it is. It's a really, really cool thing. So I will definitely be showing that. So one of the things that, I want to do in an upcoming videos on besides just the showing of the tutorials and things is we're going to be sharing some stuff and putting things on our website for you guys to be able to use as references and, kind of resort back to. So speaking of different channels, I know we've got a lot of people on, so I want to recognize a couple of people that have their own YouTube channels so we can also help support each other. So, of course, Boricua Sewing and Crafts is my sister. You guys know you might want to check out her channel. Robin Shiver, I saw you posted a couple of shorts out there, and I really love them. Awesome. Keep it up. She does great quilting tips that she shares, so you definitely want to check out some of those and hit the subscribe button for them. So definitely we want to help each other out, and we all want to see each other grow. A couple other people that I've noticed this week, we've got Laura Yarn Talks. She's got a couple of great videos out there. If you haven't checked her out, you may want to check that one. Crafting with Robin, you're another one out there. I've seen a couple of your items, so definitely check out a couple of those videos. Let's help each other out and let's all grow together. So I think that's about it. We're a little bit over on our time. I hope you guys really enjoyed today's session. I've got a lot of crafting projects to finish up, especially this purse, and I'll definitely be sharing that on our Facebook group. So if you haven't joined our Facebook group, go ahead and do that. It's GiftsHQ USA. And I hope you guys had a wonderful time today, and I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye, everyone.